Never in a million years did I think I would like it this much. I bought this like days ago and still I am so pumped for myself for purchasing this. I have to give myself a gel manicure on one singular nail, which is so stupid. It just like gives me the ick, for lack of a better word. Hi, welcome to a new vlog of mine. This week is probably gonna be a little chaotic. Thanksgiving is in only a couple of days, which is so crazy because that means it's the end of the year and 2024 is almost over, which is wild to me. I cannot comprehend it and I refuse to believe it. I flat out refuse. I feel like I'm still in March of this year and I can't compute that we're in November and that November is basically over. And there's just one tiny little month left. So I've got a lot going on. And so this week's a little stressful with Thanksgiving coming up. And then also next week I have my finals for my university. My semester is almost done and I'm so thankful for it because I am so over it. I'm not sure how much reading I'm gonna be able to get done. We will see. What I am currently reading right now is primarily The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. That is the Levenseller book number 2. And I am almost halfway through with it. I'm really liking book 2. I think it's more fast-paced and a little bit more chaotic than the first one, and I really like that. And I love the antagonist, the gray man. I just feel like he's such a good character, and I love everything about him. It was a little, I don't know, questionable at first. It was a little annoying at first, some of the things that he did and some of the things other characters did around him and to him and everything. But I'm just fully on board right now and I just really like it. And I'm having such a fun time reading this book. I've mentioned it so many times before on my channel, but it is such a vibe. I cannot even express it enough. Like, the characters, the personalities, they're so fleshed out. The situations, the reactions to everything, like, it is just such a vibe. And also the quotes in this book are incredible. Like, I am just so obsessed with the metaphors that Maggie Stiefvater uses, with the similes, like just with everything. I love it so much. I think that she's a really good writer. I think sometimes I don't like the way that she writes things, and I don't know if I would put her in my list of top favorite authors. However, in general, I think her writing is really fun and a vibe. How many more times can I say it? I'm sorry. For more thoughts about that, I would suggest checking out my monthly recap. I'm hoping to finish that by the end of November. And so then in November, I will be wrapping up book 1 and book 2 of that series. And then hopefully in December, book 3 and book 4, we'll see. And also I would suggest checking out my series vlogs because I'm currently reading that as a part of my series vlog and I talk about it a little bit more and I just go over my thoughts a little bit more in depth. This is kind of like my life, like a week in my life with a bookish twist or a bookish undertone sometimes. Honestly, I don't read that much some weeks. Some weeks more and then it's very bookish and then some weeks it's like barely bookish at all. But my series vlog is just purely 100% reading and 100% my thoughts about reading and then nothing about my life at all. So if you just want to hear about books, I would recommend just checking out those ones. However, I don't talk about any standalone books that I read or any series that I read that I'm like just starting, etc. Like those ones I don't talk about on the series vlog. The series vlog is just for series that I'm currently in the middle of but have not yet finished. And so the Raven Cycle I have put into that vlog series and it's included, but for all the other books that I'm reading, I'll only talk about them in this vlog. So yeah, you kind of have to decide what you want to watch if you want to pick and choose, but that is kind of the overview between the bookish week in my life vlog and then the series vlog. That's that about that series. And then on top of it, I got a ton of books at my library. And I've only started on Billy Summers, which I'm only like 8% of the way through. It's really not that much. I'm just taking my sweet time with it because I can't really listen to it when I would like to listen to it, which would be late at night if I'm having trouble sleeping, etc. Because I need more brain power for that book and it's just not happening at midnight. I'm just not getting it enough. I just would rather listen to it during the day when I have some free time, I guess, or if I'm walking somewhere during my commute, etc. And honestly, that's not that much time of my week, unfortunately. So I don't have that much time to listen to it, but I am liking it a lot. I was a little unsure about it, but it's definitely growing on me. Hopefully I'll just continue to read it a little bit more this week, and hopefully nobody will get in line behind me so that I can renew it, because I am absolutely going to have to renew it. It is so long. And then also I have just started Persuasion. Like, I don't even know if I'm finished with one single chapter, because I very quickly realized it's really hard to listen to, actually. Like, it is so difficult as an audiobook, and my library doesn't have an ebook, so my only choice is to listen to it as an audiobook, and I'm not really sure, I don't know if I want to continue with it or not. Like I said, I've just barely listened to one chapter, so I really have not given it that much of a try, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what I decide eventually. I need more time to think about it, I think. And then also 2 other books that are a part of a series, and they're part of my series vlog, so I'll be talking about them more there and just briefly mention them here, but I'm hoping to read them at least a little bit this week, if not a lot. I know I have so many other books that I want to read and so many other books that I've borrowed, but I really would like to make progress in these, and that is, of course, Harry Potter in Spanish. You have heard it a million times. And then also Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. That is Throne of Glass, book 5, I believe. Yeah, book 5. So hopefully I'll be reading those a little bit. We'll see, fingers crossed, knock on wood. But yeah, that's kind of my priority, along with the Raven cycle. Billy Summers is very, very, very low priority. Persuasion, I don't even know if it's any priority. I don't even know what to think about that. I'll think about it and decide later this week. That's for future me. That's not for current me right now. And then also on top of all of this, I recently just bought the 6-book audiobook set of The Legends of Abreia from Chirp, which I've never even heard of this audiobook service, but they have audiobooks for crazy good sales, like not even just for Black Friday, but in general, they have really good sales. And they have an app and everything, which I've already downloaded it because I now have this whole 6-book series to listen to. And you can listen to the books on their web version or on the app, and I really like it. This is like not sponsored or anything, by the way. Like, there's no way I would ever have a sponsor. I only have like 200 subscribers, but I'm just letting you know. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. So, you know, this is like my own opinion 100%, and it's not influenced by anything at all. But I just think that they're really cool. It sounds a little salesy when I talk about it, but I don't know, I never heard about them before, and I like to share it because maybe one of you really likes audiobooks and you're looking for a good place, and maybe you don't really like Amazon and you don't want to support Audible, because that's how I personally feel. And in that case, there's a couple of options, like BookBeat I've seen a lot, and a couple of like small kind of indie options. But Chirp seems really cool, actually. It seems like they have a really, really, really big selection and really good deals, like I said. I got the Legends of Abreia series, all 6 books. Instead of $80 that it normally is, I got it for $6.99. All 6 books. That is like barely over $1 per book. That's incredible. Like, I am riding so high. I bought this like days ago, and still I am so pumped for myself for purchasing this. Like, it is such a good sale, and I just love getting such a good deal. It just makes me so happy. I'm like such a deal searcher and snatcher, and I just love it. It just makes me feel so good. I'm like so proud of myself, like, for getting such a good deal. And now I have all 6 books, and I'm super pumped. I'm on technically book 3, but I actually think what I want to do is I want to start from the beginning, which is crazy because I just read book 1 and 2 like less than 6 months ago. And I don't think I've ever read a book a second time in such a short time span, ever, in my entire life. Like, I don't even think I've ever considered it. But I just feel like since I have all 6 audiobooks, I might as well take advantage of it and listen to it from the beginning and just go through all 6 of them at once. So I'm not sure when I'm going to start on that because I have so much other stuff on my plate. But honestly, I'm probably going to start on it this week, hence why I'm mentioning it. I just have a bad habit of reading books that I told myself I would not read, and then putting off the books that I told myself I would read. And I think probably that's going to happen this week. I would really love to read the books that I pulled for my November prompt. I have them, some of them in my library, and then I own some of them, and honestly, I've not even cracked open a single one, I think. Or I guess maybe I finished one, maybe two, but for the most part, I think I had like 7 or 8 books in November from my November TBR prompt poll, and I've not started on the majority of them. So I would like to read those, but I also would like to read the other things. And also, I don't have that much time this week. So we're just gonna have to see what's gonna happen. I honestly don't know.
Denim jeans, broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden.
A quick update for my vlog. First off, today is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all of my American viewers and to anyone else who happens to celebrate it. I love food so much, and any holiday that revolves around food is a winner for me. Thanksgiving is the best. There's just so much hearty, delicious food. And so you'll have already seen some clips. My husband and I started preparing food yesterday. We made a salted caramel pumpkin ganache pie. It's like Miss Hilly's pie or something. I don't know. I'll link it in the description below just in case anyone wants to check it out. It was not that hard to make, but also it was not that easy. And we really messed up big time on the crust. We thought that we had plenty, and we actually really should have had like 2 times as much crust, because it was not even remotely enough. This is like a 1 centimeter tall pie, and we don't have a pie form, so we had to put it in a cake form, which that was really the killer. The cake form was just too big. So it's already a little chaotic, but hopefully it's gonna be good. I think it will still taste good, even though it's like a really weird, big, really flat kind of pie instead of a normal pie. We'll see. And then today I have to make stuffing and mashed potatoes and vegetarian gravy. We're not gonna have a turkey because that's so hard to find in Germany. We're gonna be German and we're gonna have schnitzel. So, which I'm like super pumped about. I think that's the perfect combination of American Thanksgiving and German culture. And so because we're gonna have that and we're not gonna have like turkey drippings to make gravy or anything, then I have a recipe that I use almost every year where you can make gravy out of caramelized onions and soy sauce and some other stuff like butter or whatever, you know? And it just tastes so good. It is the best vegetarian gravy ever. If anybody wants the recipe, then I could give that to you also. But I'm just gonna link the Miss Hilly's pumpkin pie below, because I think most people are probably gonna want that and nobody's really gonna care about the gravy or the stuffing or the mashed potatoes or anything else. But anyways, I have so much to do today, and as I am like literally getting ready for the day, fixing my hair, starting on my makeup and everything, my flipping nail pops off right here, and it sucks so much. Like, this is a really old manicure, so it's understandable. I think honestly it's like 3 weeks. You can see, like, if you look really close on my nail, how grown out it is. I know it's awful. I'm really sorry. That was like a jump scare for some people, I'm sure. I'm sorry, but I just don't have the time, and it looks good enough other than this stupid one nail. And so literally what I'm gonna do right now while I'm in my bathroom is I have to paint 1 singular nail, my middle finger even. Like, I feel like this was a huge middle finger to my entire day, so I think it's accurate that it is my middle finger that it popped off of. And I have to give myself a gel manicure on one singular nail, which is so stupid. Like, it's so stupid that I'm sitting here and having to do this right now, but I really don't have a choice. I really wanted to do my nails for Thanksgiving, but I did not have the time. I'm very slow when I do my gel manicures, like really slow. I genuinely like set aside an entire half day and I kind of just have a spa day, and I have not had the time to do that in forever. After Thanksgiving, I will do it. But I thought, like, well, I am getting everything ready. I have my whole little like gel manicure box here and my little gel manicure thing. Then I thought I would give you a little update real quick and also just wish everyone happy Thanksgiving, as I already did. As for books, I mentioned that I had started on Daughter of the Pirate King, and I had also mentioned in my December TBR jar video that I was just gonna read the first one for my reread prompt, and I wasn't gonna read anything else. Like, I was not gonna read the second one, not gonna read the third one, because I do feel like the series goes downhill. And so I said I was just gonna read the first one, and then I was gonna be done with it. Then I was gonna move on to the million other things that I have to read and the million other things that I have to do outside of reading. And wouldn't you know, I finished Daughter of the Pirate King, like, I don't know, maybe 2 days ago or something. And then I noticed that nobody is waiting in line for the second one, Daughter of the Siren Queen. Kind of just thought, why don't I just borrow it? And I'm not gonna open it, but I'm just gonna borrow it to have it, just in case I feel like opening it. And I lasted literally a day and a half before I caved, and I just wanted to read it so bad and continue with it. I'm definitely not going to read the third one, because the third one's not a continuation anyways of the main storyline and the two main characters, Alosa and Raiden. And I just don't really like the third book as much. I think it's nice, but I'm not the biggest fan of Tricia Levenseller's writing. The only reason why I read the first two is because I just crave pirate stories so darn much, and there's just not enough of them. So I have to compromise somewhere. But I just really want to finish Alosa and Raiden's story. And so last night I couldn't sleep and I was like, what should I read? Daughter of the Siren Queen, because I've already read it. I already know the general plot. If I fall asleep for a few minutes, it's fine. If I fall asleep completely and I miss a whole chunk, I could rewind it, but also I don't really have to because I know what happens. And so I decided to listen to it. I got through I don't even know, like 20% or something just last night. It's a really short audiobook. It's like 7 hours total, which is kind of nothing compared to what I usually read. And I also was listening to it on 1.3 times the speed. Hopefully I'm gonna finish the second one in November also. About Dream Thieves, I am now almost finished. I am at like 89%, give or take, and it's getting really juicy. So I'm super excited to finish that. I think also hopefully I'll be able to finish that before November is over. Anyways, I'm gonna paint my one singular nail now. And I will see you in my final update for the vlog.
to circle the other. As you go, you remain a stranger to me, to you. But our pieces left uncovered. I'm thinking about four-leaf clovers. I've got composure, silver coin. You hold me, turn me over right now, but expect to forget about it. Watch as the breeze burns golden smoke that you've stolen. Feels like it's my fortune that you're folding. I'm swimming with the sharks. I'm swimming with the sharks. I can't tell you apart from them. You can't tell either. Will we love or fall in deeper? Tell me, darling, what is it you want? How the mind doesn't work like it used to. As I know I remain a danger to me, to you. Going altered by the moment, dear. And as the days turn idle, sweet on survival. I'm on fire, waiting your arrival. I never expect to be saved without it. All you could ask for never made its way into your eyes. Cold in the water, cold unless you're keeping a disguise.
Hi, so here's my final update for this vlog. It was a really crazy week and I honestly got a lot of reading done, but not necessarily what I was supposed to be, which is just kind of continuing with the theme of me reading what I said I was not going to read and reading anything other than the books that I intended to read. I will start off with talking about the books that I had mentioned before, the ones that I was kind of intending to read, and that's definitely Persuasion by Jane Austen. I mentioned that the audiobook was kind of annoying because it was difficult to listen to as I was trying to go to sleep. It was too much, like it was just too complicated. My brain couldn't handle it. And that's very true. I ended up just returning it back to my library and I'm trying to find it somewhere else as an ebook, but so far I've not been able to find it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that book. I think I'm just gonna keep trying to find it somewhere. I'm gonna check some libraries, see if maybe I could find it used somewhere super cheap. That is just put on the back burner for right now. Billy Summers also is kind of put on the back burner, not necessarily for any reason. I don't know, I have other things that I really want to read right now and I really want to focus on over Billy Summers, but I am really liking it. I'm maybe like 15 or 20% of the way through. It's just like not my priority. Like I will keep listening to it. I'm not just gonna ignore it for now, but I'm probably only gonna listen to it like once or twice a week, give or take, as I'm kind of winding down for bed. So it's not gonna be that much listening time. And unfortunately, there's no book version of it, like an ebook version of it at my library. I only have the audiobook version. I'd honestly rather read anything from Stephen King, always 100% of the time, as an ebook instead of an audiobook. But I don't really have a choice this time. It's just what my library had in stock. And then I can't remember if I mentioned or not, but I am waiting on Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. That is book 3 in the Levenseller series. I did finish book 2 a while ago and I did really enjoy it. I talked about it more on my series reading vlog, but I did really like book 2. I liked it more than I liked book 1. I think I ended up giving it 4.5, rounding down to 4. I don't know, I couldn't justify it going up to 5. I really enjoyed it. But I just think that it jumps around a lot in the plot and the pacing is kind of weird sometimes. I'm not really sure. Those are like my only gripes though. I love the book so much and I love the characters so much and I'm super excited for book 3, but I am waiting in line. As I mentioned, super frustrating. Nobody was reading the books and then I started reading them and then all of a sudden somebody was reading one book ahead of me. I don't know, I just have awful luck, I guess, but hopefully I will be getting it soon. Then also the other thing I mentioned in my update was Daughter of the Siren Queen. I'm now officially finished with that. Like I said, it's just like the quickest audiobook ever. so unbelievably quick. Those books read very, very, very quick in general. They're considered young adult, but I don't really know if I would consider them young adult. I think that the second one especially is a little bit more adult than young adult. However, the writing is very, very, very young adult. Like, it's more just like the plot and what happens and everything else that feels more adult to me. However, the writing, very young adult, very cheesy, very simple, very, yeah, just very YA. I know that kind of sounds like a bad book, but I actually do enjoy it. I'm not super crazy about it. I definitely enjoyed it less than the first time, and I don't think that I will ever be reading it again for a third time because I just don't think I like it that much. I do really like rereading books in general, especially quick, short, easy ones like this, but this one's just a little bit too cheesy, just a little bit too badly written, I guess, for me, for my personal taste at least. But I did enjoy it while I was reading it, but I just don't think I'll do it again. Also, the books that I started reading this week that I'm not supposed to be reading because I have other things to focus on, but I started them anyways, and that is the Magic Treehouse series, first of all. Yes, the one for children. I am reading it in Spanish. I managed to find a ton available, and so I just got a whole bunch, and I am super excited to be reading them in Spanish. I'm reading Harry Potter in Spanish right now, but with Harry Potter, I have to look up, like, I don't know, at least a handful of words per page, like maybe 5 or so, maybe like only 1 or 2 on a good day or on a good page, but then also on a bad day, maybe like 10 or 15. So I'm reading it on my Kindle, hence why I'm saying looking up words. It's super easy when you're on your Kindle. You just hold it down and then it gives you the dictionary, Google Translate, Wikipedia page, everything. It's perfect. And it also adds it to a flashcard. It's so nice. I love it so much. And so I only read generally Spanish books on my Kindle so that I can take advantage of these features. The Magic Treehouse series, they're ebooks and they're on my Kindle, and these are so simple and easy that I only have to look up 1 word, maybe 2 words per chapter instead of per page like in Harry Potter. And I'm really enjoying reading Harry Potter in Spanish. I'm like 65%, 70% of the way through with it. But it's taken me literally all year to get to that point because I'm just really dragging my feet. And the Magic Treehouse, I'm reading the first one, which is like something about dinosaurs. It's like Dinosaurs Before Sunrise or something like that. And it is very young, obviously. This is, you know, it's a 7 and an 8-year-old, or maybe an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old. And so it is written for that audience. But because of that, it's so easy. And I've literally read it for maybe 45 minutes total. Maybe not even that much, like spread throughout the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 days maybe, and I'm already 50% of the way through, which is so nice. Like, it is so motivating and encouraging, and I feel like I'm finally actually finishing something in Spanish, and it makes me want to read more in Spanish. And so I am just gonna read maybe 1 or 2 of those to kind of help push myself to finish Harry Potter in Spanish. That's my #1 goal before this year is over, which is crazy. We're already like basically in December, which is the last month of the year. I'm so stressed. So I'm really hoping I can finish Harry Potter, and I do think reading the Magic Treehouse series in Spanish is helping me because I just feel so confident in Spanish right now. Like, it is a children's book and it's a children's series, so it's so young and it's so easy to read. I think anyone with any level in Spanish could probably read these books. So I get that it doesn't make sense that it's as motivating and encouraging as it is, but my goodness, it is. And it's really working for me. And then the other book that I got, an audiobook that I had no intention of listening to or reading anytime soon, but I'm really enjoying it, is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen. Never in a million years did I think I would like it this much, because it got really negative reviews, at least in my circle. I don't know, I just know so many people who we kind of tend to like the same stuff, give or take, and they really did not like this book. And so I thought it was going to be really bad, but I really, like, more than anything, I love Vikings and I love pirates. And I understand that 99.9% of Viking books are not accurate to how Vikings actually were. I get that. I'm not saying Danielle Jensen is being accurate in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying this is a literary masterpiece. However, I am saying it's really enjoyable. for me. And I just really like it. And I can't believe that I put it off for so long, partially because the series wasn't finished, and I don't like starting series that aren't finished because I just want to read through it all at once. Usually, not always. I have a lot of series I'm in the middle of, as you can see by my video series on my channel. But I generally don't like to read a book unless the series is finished. And so I was putting it off kind of for that, but then also kind of because I just saw so many negative reviews. And I just like feel like kicking myself right now because I really enjoy it. And I can't believe that even for a second I put it off due to other people's opinions about it without even giving it a chance. Like usually if I want to read a book, I don't really care what anyone else says about it. I at least try to give it a chance. But with this one, for some reason, like combined with the fact that it wasn't finished, I just like, I don't know, I had no intention of reading it anytime soon. Like I was thinking maybe a couple years down the line or something. And then I saw it was available at my library. Nobody was waiting in line for the audiobook. And so then I thought I might as well just give it a chance, see if I like it. And I was like so hooked, like just 2 chapters in. I don't know, I really like it. And I really like the narrator for the book. She is, I don't know if she really is Scandinavian or if she's just like pretending and putting on a Scandinavian accent, but it sounds to me like she is. Some words I feel like sound a little strange and maybe a little off, but for the most part, I feel like it sounds pretty accurate. I don't know, maybe I'm completely off. Maybe there's like Scandinavians like just shocked right now that I would say that, but I really like it. Like it's just the Scandinavian accent with the correct, I think, pronunciation of the words in the book and like all of the terms and everything. And the names like Freya and Bjorn, like it's so immersive and I just love it so much. I will say it really reminds me of the TV show Vikings. Like there are literal scenes in the book that I feel like were straight up taken from the TV show Vikings. And so I don't know if Danielle Jensen was like legitimately watching the show and then got inspired and wrote the book and like really did base things off of it, or if it's just a coincidence, but I do feel like it is, I don't know, like a younger adult version of the TV show Vikings, but it's definitely not young adult. There were some spicy scenes that were a little spicy. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to spoil anything. So I'm just going to say they were spicy. Danielle Jensen kind of is pretty spicy though. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like her descriptions of anything. I don't like the way she talks about it. Like she uses the word ass a lot. Like, oh, his ass is so nice. And I feel like that's really weird and it really takes me out of the book. It just feels like it's such a modern thing to say. I just don't like it. And I feel like it's in a lot of her books, she'll say something like that, or she'll say something like, I think in one of her books, she's used the word tits. I don't know. It just like, it's weird to me and I don't like it at all. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can relate, but it just like gives me the ick, for lack of a better word. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. And every time I read it, I die a little bit inside. But other than that, like I really am liking basically everything else about this book. I think that it's really fun. I really like the magic element to it. I wasn't expecting that actually. I knew like it was a little bit magical, but I didn't think it was so much. And I'm really liking that. I'm really liking the romance. I'm just liking everything. I like the main character, Freya, and I just think it's a fun book. Very immersive, as I said. So that is everything. I am currently kind of just focusing on the 2 books that I did not start the week with and I had no intention of reading, The Magic Treehouse and then A Fate Inked in Blood, but I'm really enjoying them. So I'm just going to continue with the theme of reading things that I didn't intend to read because it seems to be working out for me right now. I'm sorry if there are books that I told you I was going to read and I never got around to. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything particularly that you're disappointed that I've kind of put on the back burner, and I'll try to get back to it. But yeah, I hope that you guys had an amazing reading week and I will see you in my next video.